And we're live. All right, so let's get this group quiz going on. Let's see. Go here. Do you have it pulled up?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, number one, cumulative wage price spiral, which produces very rapid inflation, is called cumulative wage. So where's the different types of inflation? There we go, types of inflation.
Well, my guess was the last one, just because that usually sounds what that's like.
Hyperinflation?
That doesn't like insinuate a cycle or anything.
That's true. Let's see. Let's see. It says extraordinary rapid inflation. It doesn't say anything about wage price spiral. Let's see.
You're looking at 0.3, right?
Well, I'm actually on 9.5, reading the section that talks about hyperinflation to see if that was it. It still might be it, but
In 0.3, it has the demand pull inflation and the cost pull inflation and stuff. Those
did you?
are, so I'm going to read through those two.
Okay.
Where inflation is rapid and sustained, cause invariably is an overissuance of money by the central bank. Doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
Wage price spiral. Cumulative wage price spiral we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Let me go to the All right, well, I guess just kind of like you're saying, the keyword where there's the very rapid. And so I think hyperinflation is a pretty safe bet, and we can revisit that later on if you want.
I just found the other one, anticipated inflation. Let me just read through that one real quick, and then
Okay.
if you do hyperinflations, and that if that one didn't have the other keywords and the other two didn't, and this one might not, then that'll be the end of it. It's hyper.
Cool.
Anticipated is on page 210. It's on point.
Okay, I think I just found it. It doesn't sound like it to me.
I'm just skimming through, and it doesn't look like they have the words I'm looking for.
Yeah. I say we should go with hyperinflation.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. All right, question 2 was an advantage of mild inflation according to some economists.
Okay. Cost push and demand pull stuff is on point 3 and point 5.
Huh.
I didn't read the stuff on point 5 before, but is mild inflation not like a section?
No, well, no, I don't think it's a section head. I think mild inflation is more of a description of it's just not just a little bit of inflation. There we go. Let's see.
I feel like it's going to be that last one again.
Reduces frictional structural cyclical unemployment. Make the economy more productive. Let's see, without inflation, these uses of research have therefore not been needed. And can be different done to. In contrast, other economists point out that full employment and economic growth depend on strong rules in terms such as spending, create side profits. I would say it's the third one. If you look on page, what's it?
Which point?
211. It says demand pull inflation and real output. If you look at under the bullet points, the one, two, the second paragraph says in contrast, or actually no, the third paragraph says, moreover, little inflation may have positive effects because it makes it easier for firms to adjust real wages downward when demands for their products fall.
Is that on 9.4?
9.5. Under this section says demand pull inflation and real output. Can be the second to last paragraph before the last word box.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. All right. Inflation is a rise in the general level of prices over time would be my guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. All the rest of them don't look anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing else really makes sense. So.
Definitely employment over time.
Let's see, which of the following measures the changes in the prices of a market basket of some 300 goods and services purchased by typical urban consumers? Wasn't that the consumer price index? Pretty sure it was, but we can look it up.
Not 100% sure, but I know I saw that market basket thing somewhere.
Yeah, here we go. Consumer price index, an index that measures the prices of a fixed market basket of some 300 goods and services bought by a typical customer. That's on 9.3 under the measurement of inflation.
Inflation caused by an increase in aggregate spending is referred to as.
Let's see.
Wasn't that one the demand?
I want to say yes.
Usually, increases in price level are caused by an excess of total spending beyond the economy's capacity to produce. That's what demand says.
The excess total spending. Yep. Agrees. Yeah. I would say, yeah, demand pull then.
Inflation caused by a rise in the prices of inputs is referred to as.
That's cost push, is it not? Because right in that says inflation may also arise on the supply or cost side of the economy.
Yep.
Price level through total spending with these periods. Yep. So yeah, it's a cost push.
The theory of cost push inflation explains rising prices in terms of factors that raise per unit production costs.
Okay. Yeah.
Assume that there is a fixed rate of interest on contracts for borrowers and lenders. If unanticipated inflation occurs in the economy, then I feel like that's 9.4.
Sounds about right.
Second one down. That's 9.4, page 209. Savers and creditors, I think. Maybe? No, because it's not savers.
There's a section that says who is hurt by inflation on that same page. That sounds promising. Unanticipated inflation hurts fiscal recipients, savers, and creditors. Redistributes income away from them. So okay, so it hurts, yeah. Both lenders and borrowers.
Well, it helps borrowers. Unanticipated inflation benefits debtors or borrowers.
Harms creditors, hurts savers. So it helps borrowers, but hurts lenders.
Yeah, so it's like right above the part where it says who is unaffected or helped by inflation is the creditors paragraph that says it hurts them, but below that, um, two two bold words, three bold words down, it has the debtors, and it says unanticipated inflation benefits debtors, which is the borrowers. So we have our lenders as creditors and our borrowers as the debtors. So it helps debtors, hurts creditors.
So yeah, so lenders are hurt, but borrowers benefit.
Yep, the last one.
Okay, cool. All right, so the recurrent ups and downs in level of economic activity extending over several years is referred to as that business cycles. Let me see.
I'd be tempted just to say the first one or the third one.
I think it's business cycles. If you look at 9.1, it says growth has been, let's see, business cycles are alternating rises and declines in the level of economic activity, sometimes over several years.
Level of economic activity. I like it.
Cool. All right, although business cycle, a trough in the business cycles occurs when?
As opposed to a peak, like on a graph.
Hmm, gotcha. I want to say the second one, but let's see. Decline in total output, income, and employment.
That is the only one that really makes sense.
Yeah. Cool, because yeah, everything else is be positive things. Okay, let's see. Most economists agree that the immediate cause of the majority of cyclical changes in the level of real employment is unexpected changes in the
In the trough of a recession or depression, output and employment bottom out at their lowest levels.
there you
So
go.
it's a little bit lower down on 9.1 from where we're reading.
Yeah, there you go. Here we go. Let's see.
I'm tempted to say 3 for 10.
Rate of inflation.
Either that or 4.
That might be it. And let's talk about fluctuations. No problem. Declares that the starting of recession. Rate of causation. Cycles. Possible to move before turning them. I call that. That's what theories.
Cyclic Financial impact right below that on page 198, section 9.1.
Hmm. Hmm. Basically, economic shocks. Um, hmm. Maybe this isn't even the right section. Where does it talk about the level of real output? Yes, okay. Cost pressure reduces real output and employment. Yeah, so I would say inflation, the rate of inflation, just because if you look at um, section 9.5, the whole section on does inflation affect output, and, and it talks about how it does, and that's really the only thing that it talks about affecting output. So I would say that. What do you think?
I'm having a little bit of trouble understanding the question. Immediate cause of the majority of cyclonical changes in the level of real output is unexpected changes in the law. So something unexpected happens with one of these four, and that's what causes the majority of cyclonical changes in the level of real output.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we have cyclonical changes in the chapter? I know I saw that on 9.1, but nothing.
Yeah, oh, yeah, because that talks about like the business cycles. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we can move on.
Okay. All right. Next one. The Great Recession that started in 2007 was triggered by shocks in which of the following economic sectors? Oh, shocks. I know where that is.
But real estate?
I think real estate would probably be the big one. But there's a section.
It was the housing market bubble, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it is real estate and financial.
9.1 declared that the latest recession began December 2007, 2009. Not telling me at all what it was about, though.
Here we go. The severe recession 2007 to 2009 was precipitated by a combination of excessive money, frenzy to overvalue real estate, and unsustainable mortgage debt. Institutions bundles debt in new securities that are sold to financial investors. So yeah, I'd say real estate and financial markets based on that. That's right under all the bullet points on that same page, under causation at first glance.
Got it.
Okay, excuse me, I'll be right back.
Do you know that paragraph we just read out of?
All right, I've got a cough drop. All right, so where are we at?
Read the first sentence of the paragraph below the one we just read.
Below what?
Below the paragraph we just read from.
Oh, here we go. That answers the last question. So it was total spending. Okay, so we could change that one. And then are we set on real estate and financial for question 11? Okay. Cool, so we got 10, 11. Okay, so now 12. The unemployment rate is interpreted as a percentage of the
9.2, I think it's at the top.
yeah. I want to say labor force. Well, let's see. Yep, the employment rate is the percentage of labor force unemployed. Yeah, right there at the top. Right under the measurement of unemployment. Right under the little bar thingy.
Right above the bar?
Right below the bar. Where you'll see the underlined words labor force and unemployment rate. It says unemployment rate is the percentage of labor force unemployed.
Got it.
All right, which of the following is the correct way to calculate unemployment rate? It should be right below on that same page. Unemployment rate is unemployed over labor force times 100.
Number 2.
Yep. Let's see. In calculating the unemployment rate, discouraged workers who are not actively seeking employment are. Here we go, right under, a little bit lower on page 199 on that same section. There's a section for discouraged workers. Let's say you must be actively seeking work in order to be counted as unemployed. An unemployed individual who is not actively seeking employment is classified as not in the labor force. So we'll see, say the first one, excluded from the labor force.
Yeah. Did you read the statistic though?
Was roughly, almost 1 million in 2012. Holy cow.
Yeah, it almost tripled in 2 years.
That's nuts. So I guess a lot of people got discouraged in those 4 years, or those 5 years.
Doesn't America like barely have over 300 million people?
Something like that, yeah. Compared to a lot of other places, we're not that populated.
It's like 1/3%, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not. That's a big jump.
Excluded from the labor force. All right, moving on.
In calculating the unemployment rate, part-time workers are.
Part-time employment.
Here we go. Appealing the states that all part-time workers as fully employed.
I'd say number 2 again.
Yeah, counted as employed because they're receiving payment for work. Search and wait unemployment is another way to describe.
Then again, it could be number 3 because they are going to be used to determine the size of the labor force, but they're not going to be used to decide the unemployment rate. No, that would just be contradictory because that's part of the unemployment rate formula is the labor force.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it made a little bit of sense almost.
Yeah. But yeah, because just like I said, those are both parts of it, and if it contributed to one but not the other, it would skew the numbers. Mm-hmm. And so, for all intents and purposes, they're just counted as normal workers. All right. Search and wait unemployment is another way to describe. Would that be frictional?
I think that's stupid.
What's that?
I think that'd be called stupid.
Well, I don't think. I think those are like 2 different categories because it says right there under types of unemployments in the frictional unemployment section, it says economists use the term frictional unemployment consisting of search unemployment and wait unemployment for workers who are either searching for jobs or waiting to take jobs in the near future. So it's not like you're doing searching and waiting at the same time, but you're either actively searching for a job or you've already gotten a job, but it hasn't started yet.
Well, that's much better.
So yeah, I'd say frictional.
My assumption of it was search for a job, find one, apply for that one, and then wait till you hear back from them to search for another.
No. It's meaning you're either looking for a job or you've already found one and you just hasn't. All right. Let's see. Full employment refers to the situation when there is.
Well, it's definitely not one or two. I'd guess probably the last one because frictional seems pretty good. Like that's a good unemployment thing to be.
Yeah, well, I think it's actually the cyclical because frictional and structural are for the most part unavoidable and not necessarily bad, but cyclical unemployment is bad
Yeah,
from what I understand.
like number 3, what I meant by frictional and structural is those are good things.
Oh, right. So it would be the last one, no cyclical.
That's my assumption at the moment. Oh, those begin recessions.
Mm. Let's see.
Oh, definition of full employment right below that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, because frictional and structural employment are largely unavoidable, full employment is something less than 100%. Fully employed when it's experiencing only frictional and structural, that is, full employment occurs when there's no cyclical unemployment.
You were right.
Cool.
And an angel just got their wings.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab some real quick.
Michaela, where's that ball? What ball? The green ball. Can you hand me a ball from under you or something? Give me a ball. No, this way.
You want to throw something at him? Here, here's your tacky sack.
No, it's over there.
All right, I'm back. Let's see. We're on 19 or
18.
18. The one quirk that labor markets have, which helps explain why unemployment goes up so much in our recession, is I think it's B. I think I remember, not B, I guess the second one. But I think I remember reading about that, but let's double check.
Let me know once you find it.
Oh, here, yeah, right here. It's on that same section, the unemployment section 9.2, but it's in the consider this box right there on page 200. This is downward sticky wages and unemployment. It says labor markets have an important quirk that helps to explain why unemployment goes up so much during a recession. The quirk is that wages are flexible upward but sticky downward.
Got it.
All right. If the CPI for a certain year is 120, That means the average price of consumer items in that year was.
I'm thinking 1 or 4.
Yes. I think so. Where's the CPI section? Is that 9.1 or 3? Yeah, here we go. Right, so would it be that, or would it be the third one, 120%? Because the CPI is a percentage, or is that the rate of inflation? Maybe that's the rate of inflation.
So arbitrarily sets the CPI equal to 100 for those 2 years. So the CPI of any particular year is found as follows. Take the price in the most current year. So that's our 120, right?
Mm-hmm.
Divide that by 100, times it by 100. CPI is 120, which doesn't tell us anything.
Wait, actually, no. That's because it's the CPI that's 120. It's not the price of the market basket that's 120. So
We find the market basket.
well, I don't think we necessarily have to find the market basket because we just have to see. So in order to get a 120 CPI, that means the price of the most recent over the price estimate of the would be 1.2, which means that the top one would be 20% higher. Is that right?
That sounded right to me.
Okay, so
I was just going to blindly guess number 1 anyway.
yeah, 20 from the average base period. Yep, that's what I would say. Okay. The unemployment rate in an economy, 6%. 290 million. Size of the civilian force is 150 million. Number of unemployed workers in the economy is. It'd be labor force times the unemployment rate, right?
What did you get? I got 9.
I also got 9.
All right, let's submit this thing.
Alrighty. Do it. Hey, 100%. Not bad.
That's what I'm talking about. Number 10.
What was that?
I'm glad we caught number 10.
Yeah. That was a good catch. Sweet.
Off to the
Alrighty.
homework.
Off to the homework. So you return to assignments list.
Nothing.
45.
Oh, serious? Alright, well, let's get as much done as we can. See, sequential order, the 4 phases are...
Recession, trough, expansion.
Sure, let's see if that works.
I know it's going to work. That's how they laid it
Yep.
out in the book.
Cool. Right, the length of a complete cycle. Is it varies from about 2 to 3 and can last as long as 15?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and that's right.
Cool, yep. Seasonal variations and long-run trends complicate the measurement of the business cycle because
Sweet.
which one?
Normal seasonal variation does not signal boom or recession.
Gotcha. Cool. Let's see. Business cycle affects output and employment, capital goods, consumer durable goods. Yep. Did you get that one?
I was barely finished reading the question. That thing is confusing. Yes. Purchases cannot be or can be postponed.
Mm-hmm. See, a financial crisis can lead to a recession because it can cause yeah. Wealth and income to fall.
Financial, wealth, and income.
Mm-hmm. Which one are you on?
6.
Yeah.
You?
I just finished 6. I'm on 7 now. Did you get 6?
Oh, I missed it the first time.
Oh, 6. I know it's the BLS, right? It's going to be one of the BLS ones. Measures people are over 18 and actively seeking work. No, maybe it's 16. Yep, 16. Actively seeking. Interesting. Unemployment rate. That's unemployed divided by labor force. Right? Yep. Unemployment rate increases. Divided by labor force. The next few aren't too bad. Which one are you on? What was that?
I don't like number 9.
Yeah, number 9 is kind of a useless question. Because, yeah, it really doesn't matter. It can increase or decrease. It depends on other factors. Because of employment. Frictional. General unemployment. Oh, wait, we can go ahead and stop the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
I never did that. Let me go and do that.